personnel, of course, when they Waterville or Winslow wasn't a true volunteer fire department because everybody that responded to the call when they first began in 1907 would get $25 an hour for every hour they put in, and that wasn't just for the calls, but if they come in to clean hose or clean fire trucks or something like that, they get 25 cents an hour. Just before they built the fire station in Benton Avenue where they want now, they hired their first full-time guy, Joseph Kirian. His annual pay was $4,000 a year, and he only manned it during the day. The station wasn't manned at night until '66 when they hired Ernest Nishu to cover the nighttime shift. So the station was always covered 24 hours a day. And then 5 years later, in '71, they hired their third guy, Ronnie Wentworth, and now they ran what they call a 24-48 shift. It's a 56-hour average work week where you work 24 hours on and 48 hours off. So every third day you're working. And those guys back then were getting paid $1.25 an hour, but if they would come back off duty, they were considered a call man at $1.50. So you like to come back on the days off. It's almost like having, the overtime pay, but you got paid more to be a call man than you did full time. Today they run 3 shifts of 3, and the council just approved the 4th one, so they're going to run 3 shifts of 4 members, and then the per diem. The per diem is pretty much a paramedic, because then Winslow only has a couple full-time guys that are medics, so they hire per diems that are medics that can run with the ambulances. This is some of the emergency calls we went on. Some that you may remember. All these here are in the book. My last big fire was McCormick's fire down on the right. The last big. By the time Comm Center requested Waterville for mutual aid, I was already turning on Lithgow Street. I heard the call come in Waterville. I jumped in my fire truck and took off before it was even asked to take off. And by the time the tones went out for Waterville, I was on Lithgow Street, almost in front of the building. And at that time, you could look in the showroom floor there, and you could see all the way to the back. It was clear as day. By the time we got the fire truck hooked up to the ladder truck, the whole place looked like that. Took right off. Yeah, so those are some of the fires. So you had McCormick's fire, in 2018, and this was C.H. Vigu back in the day when it was in the same location. So, yeah, Procter & Bowie. That's Procter & Bowie right there. At that time, it was known as the Crafters Gallery. So, yeah, some pretty good fires that they had. And every one of these are in the history book. Now, in the history book, when you come across the last part of the book is all about the emergency calls that they went on. You will read about the fire itself, but then at the end, sometimes it goes beyond the fire. Let's say somebody gets rescued out of the fire, and the person is still alive today. What are they doing today? It goes kind of beyond that. It's like this gentleman here. He dies in this house fire in '77, and come to find out, his wife. He worked at Scott Paper and came home early in the morning, went to sleep, and his wife left with the kids to go shopping. She sets the house on fire.